Hi, everyone. Do we really believe God? Let's break that down. Let's evaluate it to just kind of look and see if we really do believe God. Do we really believe, a lot of us read the Word of God and we say we believe it and we believe it, but do we believe it to our core? Do we believe that God parted the Red Sea? Well, if we believe that God really parted the Red Sea, it will dictate our actions. It will influence how we behave. It will influence our decisions. James 2:17 says, without faith or faith without action is dead. So because of our faith, we act on it. And if we don't, it's dead. So if we really believe the Word of God, it's going to dictate our behavior. It's going to influence our behavior, and it's going to influence our giving. It's going to influence how we give and what we do with money. It's going to influence what we do with the resources that God has put under our management. So in Hebrews 11:1, it talks about faith. And what is faith? It's confidence, it's assurance, it's proof of what we don't see. So that's what faith is. Faith is the assurance, it's the proof of what we don't see. Uh, for example, if I think that there's a grocery store downtown and I need to buy some bread, I think it's there. Now, from my house, I can't see a grocery store, but I think it's there. That's faith. And everyone has faith. And faith is what dictates people's behavior, no matter what they believe in. They believe in something, their actions show that they believe in that. So I think the store is there. So I get in my car, I drive to the store, voila, there's the store. I buy the bread. If I didn't think there was a store where I was going to drive to, I wouldn't go there because I don't think there's a store there. If I don't think it's there, I'm not going to drive there. If I think it's there, I'm going to go to the store. I think there's bread in the store, so I go there and I buy the bread. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. And that is, you see so many examples of that in the Bible. In Mark 6:35-44, 5,000 people are fed with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So Jesus says, you feed them. And his disciples are like, we don't really have that in the budget. Should we, what should we do? That's not in our budget. Do you want us to, go into debt? Should we put it on a credit card? I'm paraphrasing. Go ahead and rip into me in the column section if you want, the comment section if you want. But that was the attitude. They said, what are we supposed, that's so much of a year's wage. That's not in our budget. Jesus says, you feed them. Well, now they had to act on their faith because you got 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And they didn't say, well, pile it all up so we can see it first. No, what if they didn't do anything? If they didn't act on the faith that, okay, trusting Jesus, nothing would have happened. The people would still be sitting there hungry. But they had to initiate that by taking the bread, taking the fish, and dispersing it. Before they saw it all piled up, it just kept going. So their belief in Jesus and what he said, you just go feed them, they just did it. So their faith dictated their behavior. They took the bread, they took the fish, they sat down in groups and they fed the people. And I just want to encourage you, anyone listening to this, that trusting God with your resources that he's put under your management that all belong to him, trusting him with that and leaning on him and doing what his word says, trusting it, it's liberating. It sets you free because now it's all on him. And I believe he really likes that. He loves it when we trust him and say, you know what? I'm trusting you. I don't see it, but I believe it. And because I believe it, I believe you, Lord, and what your word says, that's evidence enough for me.